Breaking news. An uncertain grain deal prompts talks between Erdoan and Putin. The Kremlin announced on Wednesday that Russian President Vladimir Putin spoke with his Turkish counterpart, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, via phone. On Tuesday, word of a scheduled phone call between two leaders emerged, during which they were expected to arrange a face-to-face meeting. The Black Sea grain deal was mediated by Turkey and the United Nations last summer. Russia pulled out of the agreement last month, citing international failure to guarantee unrestricted grain and fertilizer exports from Russia as the reason. No hell could be hot enough for those who would kill children in the name of God, ideology, or both, as famous American author Stephen King once put it. Ayatollah Ali Khamenei and Vladimir Putin, partners in crime and murder, might find it an appropriate epitaph. The building blocks of this pariah alliance are becoming increasingly apparent as Russia and Iran further solidify their relationship. There is a common denominator of mutual antipathy toward the West and the United States in particular. Both nations have been hit with severe sanctions from the international community. Both have made nuclear threats against the West, real or imagined. They both recognize the Middle East's strategic significance. Iran has spent years trying to establish itself as the region's preeminent Shiite power, which it hopes to achieve by supporting dictators like Bashar al-Assad in Syria, the Houthi rebels in Yemen, the Shia militias in Iraq, and the terrorist organizations Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza. Meanwhile, Russia has been using the 12-year Syrian civil war as a testbed for the brutally destructive military strategies it hopes to implement elsewhere in the region. Both Putin and Khamenei enjoy the status of outsiders. They have no compunctions about causing harm and death. Over 750 people were killed and over 30,000 people, mostly young protesters, were arrested as a result of Khamenei's oversight of the crackdown on the recent nationwide uprising in Iran. In an effort to scare the Iranian people into submission, he has begun an execution spree. As a result of Iran's aggressive military expansionism, tens of thousands of people have been killed in the region. More than 17,000 women and children have lost their lives, and countless more have seen their homes, schools, hospitals, and churches destroyed as a result of Putin's illegal war in Ukraine. More than 350,000 Russian and Ukrainian soldiers have lost their lives because of his military operation. Tehran has provided Moscow with Shahed 136 kamikaze drones armed with deadly explosive warheads, allowing Moscow to participate in this murderous enterprise. Putin has used suicide drones, which are difficult to spot with radar, to wreak havoc on Ukrainian civilian infrastructure. To train the Russian military on their use, the Iranian regime has even sent Islamic Revolutionary Guards Corps (IRGC) members to Crimea. The IRGC has been hit with severe sanctions by the EU and the UK after being labeled a terrorist organization by the United States. Russia and Iran have both seen their economies severely harmed by international sanctions and military adventurism, driving them closer together in business. Putin has recognized that Iran and, in particular, the regime's IRGC, which controls 70% of the Iranian economy, provide an attractive market for Russian goods. Iran's vast oil and gas resources, almost entirely proscribed by Western sanctions, have found a ready outlet in Russia. This developing relationship has defied Western pressures thanks in large part to the inherent corruption of the mullahs and of Putin and his closest cronies. Some regional and international actors, fearing a direct shift in the balance of power in the Middle East that would negatively affect Western influence, have expressed serious concern over the growing cooperation between Russia and Iran, especially in defense and security issues.